It's not your first time, John. 2002, Nature's Best. Where's he gone? Anyway, to you, friends, every one of you, in this kaleidoscopic world we're in, this game, the whirling whirl, I like to call it, with its choruses and its words that we call lyrics and its verses and its intros and its outros and its motifs, its lead solos, its choruses, its riffs, and everything that it comprises. What, in the end, is it all about? It's all about people. We focus on those who write, who perform and record songs, the three corners of the stool that we all stand on. And those people are known to us all because we love their songs. We follow them around. We rest in their warm shadows. We toss their words and their music into the air, and we stand there like they're shooting stars. But then there are those, a small echelon at the top, who do much more. They put down their instruments and walk back from the microphone, and they look around and they see what is happening, and they think, there's room for improvement. And they speak out. There aren't many of them who do that. They see how the world that we live in could be better. And instead of thinking about this and doing nothing, they stand up and shout. Bill Sevesi is one of those people. He is on the top rung. His musical career spans decades, and we will learn more of that shortly. But now, in the present time, he is championing a national musical force. Bill drives to see a New Zealand where every single living New Zealander embraces not listening to songs, but performing them. I was asked once on national television, so now it's New Zealand Music Month, Mike, what are you going to do? Go and see more gigs? And I thought, well, if it was New Zealand Sporting Month, would I go and watch more games of rugby? No. I said New Zealand Music Month is about participation. And somewhere along the line, this entire nation, like Ireland, like Argentina, like Canada, will actually get off its arse and learn to play an instrument and to sing a few songs. Over the last 13 years, Bill Sevesi's proclamations, since I first sat down and had a cup of tea and ate some Shrewsbury biscuits with you, Bill, in your Mount Roskill home in Milliken Ave, you have said, young New Zealanders need to pick up ukuleles and they need to write some songs and sing them, and until that happens, we will never be a truly musical nation. And so the time has come to celebrate your standing above the parapets and saying, for God's sake, everybody, let's get moving. We will now watch a tribute to the one and only Bill Sevesi.
While I was at school in New Zealand, I heard this beautiful music played over the radios. You see, at Tonga, they didn't have radios in those days, but I heard it here in New Zealand. So I asked people, what is the sound? And they said, it's Hawaiian music. But I said, yeah, I know. But he said, what is that instrument? They said, it was a Hawaiian electric guitar.
A friend of his was working in a timber yard, and this old log was under one of the gates where all the trucks drove over this piece of kauri, and Bill actually got it out and they dried it out, and that is the twin neck steel guitar that he has to this very day. And and that gave him a sound that was distinctively Bill Sevesi, I guess.
He got his big break when Epi Shalfoon, the big band leader, he was a kid, he got up on stage at the Crystal Palace in Mount Eden and played on Epi's invitation, and that changed his life. When Phil Warren found him and signed him to his own label, he called him Will Jess and the Jesters. So there's all these names, and when you start listening to all those old songs, Bill's there. They were the wrecking crew of the day.
I thought, who is this Will Jess? Not till I came to Auckland, after I left teaching Kawerau, that I found that Will Jess was actually Bill Sevesi. And he backed Ronnie Sunton. That's when my eyes picked up. I thought, oh, Bill Sevesi. Yeah, he's the guy that plays at the Orange Ballroom.
It was something I didn't know about. In fact, I mentioned it to my mother, and she said, I used to dance to Bill Sevesi and the Islanders. You know, we were all part of that swirling, squashed, waist bunch of women down there.
No, all I'd heard that Bill Sevesi ran this very successful dance venue, the Orange Ballroom, and to play with him was quite a privilege and an honour. So when I got asked, I thought, oh, I'm made. You know, that's it. I'm done.
It is amazing the actual musicians that went through the Bill Sevesi band doing their apprenticeship with Bill.
We hardly ever went to dance outside the church, but a couple of times we did sneak to the Orange Ballroom. It was absolutely packed, and there was Bill and his band playing away, and we thought they were just the bomb.
People requested certain numbers. Bill would go out of his way to make sure that number. If there was a couple that had something special going for them, Bill would cater for that, and it'd make people on the floor feel they were part of the family.
The whole atmosphere, I thought, oh, I want to be a part of this when I grow up. You know, be in the music business. It was that sort of feeling.
He outfitted his whole band with suits and sent you to get measured up, and you paraded and you were on that stage every night in those suits.
The men would have to wear a tie on, and the women were all beautifully dressed out in ball gowns and that.
Even though it was Bill Sevesi and his Islanders, it wasn't necessarily island music.
Because he built his own instrument, he built his own radio, he had that training, he could listen to songs coming out of Australia before they were ever released in New Zealand, and he would say, that's a hit, and he would teach it to the band. And so for a lot of New Zealanders, especially Aucklanders, they were hearing overseas hits from his band before they were ever on the radio.
It was contemporary, it was modern rock or modern, dance music.
If someone orders fish and chips, the worst thing you can do is give them steak and eggs. Now, the moral of the story is if someone comes up and wants a rumba, a waltz, a quick step, that is precisely what you give them.
There would be over 1,000 people in there, and they were not there to be spectators. Like, they were there to hook up. They were there to meet people, and they were on the dance floor, and after that they went home and they made babies. They created dynasties.
The Orange Ballroom catered for a need for couples to go up there and dance. It was very, very, very popular.
And he was always getting people up, and he found the Yandel sisters.
Arms are swaying, oh, their silvery throngs.
Alfred had told us that he was a Tongan. And when I saw him, I went, wow, he's got to be the whitest Tongan I've ever seen. But we were quite young when we did our first, recorded our first album. And I remember, and so we had very sweet, pure Sunday school voices, I suppose, and sang that way. And he'd always say things like, can you make it more exciting? And we didn't really know how to do that. We just sang louder.
Everything's got by.
We'd do it, and if it wasn't right, we'd do it again. But he never got angry or anything. He just said, I think you should do it this way, or I think you should do it that way.
I think being an islander, working with an islander helps. And we had that rapport straight away, all Polynesian people, if you like. And so he brought that out of us and, cracked the same sort of jokes that we'd find humorous.
He had such a good ear for music, very good ear. Least mistake he can hear it, you can't notice it yourself.
You very rarely find islanders have a problem with rhythm, but it may be diction or it may be something else, and he'd point it out and you go, oh yeah, okay.
You know, everybody was always happy when they were there with him. You know, we enjoyed being there. You didn't feel as though you were being pressured.
What amazes me that when I've heard all the other albums that we've done, the sound of his album that he could get out of a garage was just awesome.
He's given a lifetime to his music. His steel guitar playing and his band leadership, I think, in the way all the different musicians he's worked with and the way he's treated them. I think he really deserves that, and especially lately with the ukulele craze. And Bill, I feel, was responsible for starting that off.
And he rang me. Mike, it's Bill. Hello, Bill. Come and see me. So went out to his garage in Mount Roskill and he made us a cup of tea and a plate of Shrewsbury biscuits. And he said, if you're going to do anything at schools, it has to be the ukulele. The ukulele will unlock the musicality of young New Zealanders. And so we thought, good thinking, Bill.
What it has done, it has made New Zealand a much more musical culture in terms of performance, and that's a real achievement. I mean, it probably doesn't, Treasury wouldn't be able to put a value on that, but it's a very important thing. And actually, for me, I think it's probably more important because economic policies come and go, but we're talking about a legacy for people that will be going on for generations, you know.
This is the story, I think it's true. Matt from the Rock Shop went to Vietnam where they have the ukuleles made. And the guy at the ukulele factory said, what is it about New Zealand? You guys buy more ukuleles than any other country in the world. Bill Sevesi did all that.
Whatever he directed on stage and the way the things were supposed to be played, we just did it because Bill was the man. And we wanted to do the best for him.
He's been a wonderful man to me and the best friend that I could ever have. And I love him dearly. And I'm happy for what he's going to receive.
Bill still rings the office to find out what's going on out there. Imagine if the whole nation was like that. We'd be more musical than freaking Ireland.
I know Bill is only 92 years of age, but one day he'll be gone. And when that happens, I'm pretty sure that he'll be up there, sitting down with the angels and persuading them to trade in their hearts for ukuleles and steel guitars.
What a great video. Please welcome to the stage the one and only Bill, and I pronounce it as he told me to, Sevesi. After the Shrewsbury biscuits and the tea at Bill's, I said, my mother used to go and dance to you down at the Orange Ballroom. He said, I think I remember her. She was very pretty. And I said, next year is her 70th birthday. Would you play at it? And God bless that man. He turned up with his pedal steel. And my mother and father danced to Bill Sevesi yet again. Please welcome to the stage the one and only Bill Sevesi. Where are you, Bill?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What a fantastic night. Music has brought us all together here to have a great, fantastic evening. I am deeply grateful to music. It's made my life a very happy one for over 70 odd years. As you all know, music's been used to support things on radio and television, such as parties, weddings, dances, and all that. That's how wonderful music is. And if we ever have a sad, bad day, it's just called Music Master, strike up. And he will start up. What happened? Your blues all fade away. What a wonderful thing music is. I have had over 70 odd years affiliation with music, which I said has made my life a very happy one. Now I am 92 years old. Legs are getting weak, eyes are getting dim, but I've still got my mind to put me on an ocean of music. And I say to you, this is the advice I give to you, remember always, the flowers will grow from the seeds that you sow. Music can give you happiness, anything you want, all over the world. So I'm very grateful and thankful to music. I'm here tonight because my friends had taught me music, introduced me to music, and that's why I'm here. So I'm not here on my own. I learned from others about music, and they brought me right here. And I say to them, I know that music will give every one of you a happy life. So enjoy it, and we'll see you in heaven one day. You having a great night out there? Do you know why? Music. It has, it's true. Let's face reality. We would not be here if it wasn't for music. So have a great night. As the Maoris say, Aki no ano, until next time. Good night.
The eldest daughter of Bill Sevesi. We've just got one more little surprise for Dad. You can imagine with the decades of music that Dad's contributed, not just to New Zealand, but the Pacific islands and around the world. I know everyone has appreciated what he's done, and he's been an inspiration, you know, for many generations. And Dad, we've got someone special here that wants to also thank you and give you a little present, if that's all right. So we're going to call up someone really, really small to give you something. This is Jasmine. She's one of the granddaughters, so this is Sister Colleen's little one that wanted to come and say thank you to Grandpa. And I just wanted to thank you, all of the friends and family that have attended today and come to support Dad, that are all out the back. Okay, most of you are up the back. and for our friends and family that have attended at the table too. So thank you so much to APRA for supporting Dad and thinking of him very much.
This little girl is my granddaughter. And apart from going to school and learning 1, 2, 3 and ABC, do you know what else she's learning? Music. We cannot do without music. We must have music. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Sevesi, born in Tonga in 1923. What a life it has been that has led him to this point. What a wonderful life. Thank you, Bill. Thank you for coming, and thank you for your music. It was a lovely article by Lydia Jenkins in the Herald last month. You'll find it online if you want to read it, which tells us Bill first played ukulele in the house on Simon Street, just up the hill from here, walking distance from here. And there was the Crystal Palace and the Orange Ballroom, which lots of people have spoken about, both only a short drive away, all those dances, all that happiness, all those nights. Ladies and gentlemen, to celebrate his lifetime and his music, please welcome John Segovia and Polytonics Quartet. Ladies and gentlemen, the music of Bill Sevesi performed by John Segovia, the Polytonics Quartet and the Silver Scrolls Orchestra. Thank you so much.